taking everything out. Say goodbye. Goodbye to my little van. Kind of sad. All the stuff I had in my smaller van has just been tossed in here. Y'all will definitely have to stay tuned to see what new things are going to be put in this van. We've got a lot more room, so stay tuned. Hey y'all, welcome to somewhere in Oklahoma. Yes, we're on a road trip again. But this is a special road trip because we are in my new van. And I'm going to show you around a little bit what's inside this van and how much more room we have on this road trip. So, come on. Wind's blowing out here in Oklahoma. Had the windmill going there for a minute. But here she is. Sorry about the wind, y'all, but this is my 2023 Ram Promaster 2500. Hello, windmill. So this is a 159-inch wheelbase with a high roof. And yes, I had to install this window on the side. I'll show you. It's kind of a nice sliding glass on the inside for the sliding door. I did install that, so I'll put some information on that. But it did come with, from the factory, it did come with the rear windows on the back. Those were kind of a non-negotiable for me. All right, let's open this thing up. Hi, Annie. So I want to kind of give you an overview of the focal point of the van here. This being, of course, my bed, which is the most important thing. But if you'll notice, the bedding on here is the same. If you've watched videos about my NV200 that I had, my first little van, I had the same bedding. Thank goodness I had the forethought to purchase a full-size bedding set, even though I was sleeping on a single mattress, like on a camping cot. I would just fold over this comforter here and use it on the bed. Nobody really ever knew, but yeah, this was made for a full-size bed, and this is a full-size mattress, so I just reused what I had here. I've got the decorative pillows, and of course Bernice. I picked her up on some of my travels. You can find that in some of the past videos. But I'm all about the turquoise color and theme here. I will show you in the evening time some of the lights that I put up. You're not going to be able to really see them now, but I will put in some clips from later on. I've got a few things. There is, right now, since there's no other build on the walls or anything, I've kind of got ready-made shelves here that I've put some of the stuff I had in the other van. And then I love this sign. I actually found it at Buc-ee's. It says, "Out there in the wild blue yonder." Got some flowers here. I even have a hanging plant now. Yeah, there she is. And that little hanging pot, of course it's a faux plant, but that little hanging pot I found at Dollar General, and it matches perfectly with everything here. And you'll see too the curtains on the back. They've got little turquoise scrollings on them, which I thought was perfect. And those are hung up. You can see the curtain rod there. It's really a shower rod one of the cheapest ones they had, and it has done perfect. Like I said, you can see the lip of this shelf, I guess you could call it, and the ends of that curtain rod or shower rod fit on that shelf, and it sits perfectly, and it has not even threatened to come down. So it's worked really well for the curtains. On this side, you can see, because there's no insulation, no nothing, there's just a bunch of metal back here still. I've got all my magnets from the other van. I just brought them in here, and they're kind of lined up on the wall here. Got a little magnetic mirror there as well. So that's where those are for the time being. Got my rain jacket hanging up here. And Annie kind of likes to hang out on this little quilt here. That was all also in my other van. And yeah, she's chilling out. She's got her toys wrapped around her there. What do you think, Annie? You like the bigger van? What say you? So yeah, what's on the floor probably looks like a mess because it's really not covered. I could have bought some curtains to kind of cover this. This is my garage area down here. I guess you could say this is where I'm storing most of the stuff right now. Really simple. I mean, I've got some food items in here, which is the freeze-dried food and stuff, the camping food that I carry with me. I've got a stool that helps me get up into this bed because it does sit up high. I've got a bag of clothes and stuff. These little storage boxes were from the NV200. They fit under that bed so well. Chili is showing you her new toy for the van. And a backpack with some miscellaneous stuff on it. And you'll see these are bungeed to the wall. This is how they travel. Now, when I'm sitting still, I take this stuff off, but when we're traveling down the road, I don't want it sliding around. So bungee cords are my friend right now, and I got these actually from the Dollar Tree. They've got packs of bungee cords there. But this little plastic bin I bought from Walmart, of course. I actually had a turquoise one that I meant to put in the van as well, but I forgot it, and it's got miscellaneous stuff in there. I've got bedclothes, I've got socks and underwear, I've got some like body spray and hairspray and makeup wipes in there. Just a conglomeration of things, like little things that I need to pick up and use that I didn't want to dig for in this clothes bag. And of course I got my Pecron power station here, a couple of odds and ends, and on this side behind the driver's seat I wanted to put all of Chili's stuff. She's still kind of in the crate training phase, so this is her bed, her safe spot. So when it's time to go to bed, she heads to the crate, so that's kind of her little spot. Otherwise she's around in the van, and even a lot of times in the passenger seat up here with me. So that is Annie's backpack that I still have, which I highly recommend. A lot of people are still watching that video of my review of this backpack and commenting on it, and I appreciate it. But I still say I love the backpack and I highly recommend it. This little bin has some cat food, dog food stuff I didn't want them to get into, so I sealed it up there. But yeah, just still using a basic ice cooler right now. And I'll go in the back here and kind of show you what's in the back of the garage. Before we head out the door to go around the back, I did want to mention, of course, with Promaster, there's going to be this storage bin. They have the storage bin already installed above the driver and passenger seat, which is really nice because you can store so much up there. I have my window covers stored up there. I'll kind of show you those later. I've got umbrella. I've got curtains, which I still use as my partition. between the front and the back of the van for now, and a couple of other things. So just wanted to mention that is a pretty nifty place to store a bunch of stuff to get it out of the way. All right, again, I know the wind's blowing pretty bad, but you can kind of see here how the bed was constructed a little bit. I can show you the brackets here that I screwed into the frame of the van. These wooden slats and these support beams come from IKEA. So you can go to an IKEA store or order them online. Screwed those in again using a bracket from IKEA. There's 3 of these beams and slats that go across the 3 beams that make up my bed frame. Yeah, you can kind of see the pattern on the curtains better. They kind of sparkle a little bit. They're kind of glittery. And Annie's litter pan used to be like in the way in that NV200, right in the floor for everyone to see. This is kind of in the back, hidden now. So much more room for her to get back here and do her business, and it's out of the way, and I can just open this back door and clean it out. It's so much better with a cat litter pan, y'all. Okay, if y'all notice, I've used this stuff like you put in like your drawers at home to keep your utensils and stuff from sliding around. I used that in the back of the van. I cut it big enough for this space. You can buy some pretty good size rolls of it at like Walmart, and I just cut it out and set my stuff on top of it, so you have stuff like this that's not going to slide around. The table doesn't slide. You got the little round table here, my little toilet, my expandable toilet's back there, just all kinds of stuff. It's not going to slide if you use this stuff. Like I'm saying, this is the kind of stuff you get to put in your cabinets and your drawers at home. And it has worked great. And it is, you know, you can see I haven't really tacked it down. I could. But with everything sitting on top of it, I mean, it's stayed in place really well. So just a tip if you need something, you know, kind of quick and easy to keep things from sliding all over the place. This has really helped, and nothing has come out from underneath this bed so far on this trip. So I want to tell y'all more about the mattress. This is an 8-inch memory foam mattress from Walmart. Basically, it's a mattress in a box. You unbox it, and it will grow to its intended size. You kind of let it set for a day, and it will puff up. And I slept on it last night for the first time, and it is super comfortable, y'all. I cannot complain. Had one of the best sleeps in a van of my life. Not only because it's a bigger bed than my little single bed was, but it is actually super comfortable. So just wanted to mention that if you're looking for something. And I thought maybe the 8-inch would be too thick because, you know, the bed's already sitting up pretty high from the floor, and I wanted to be able to sit up in bed, but I'm like 5'6" at my tallest, and there's plenty of room for me to sit on this bed, and my head is nowhere near touching the ceiling there. So I think it's a good thickness on there, and it's very comfortable. I want to show y'all this real quick too. This little remote here. Let me, there we go. Okay. So these are for puck lights. There is one above the bed, and there is another one here in the entryway. These actually came from the Dollar Tree. They were $5. They came in a pack of 2 with the remote here. So they come with like a little adhesive on the back, so the little sleeve for the remote I was able to stick right here. in the entryway, and then you have the actual lights that have the adhesive on the back. So I stuck them up there and they have not budged. All of the rattling around and hitting the bumps in the road and everything else, they have not budged and not even threatened to come down. So these, I used them last night. They're actually really good lights so far, but they do take batteries. So if you're going to get something like this for your van or your car or whatever, make sure you have some AAA batteries on hand. Get you some extras. It's the only thing about these type of puck lights. You're probably going to have batteries, especially if you use them often. So they're cheap, but you are going to have batteries for them. This is just a basic overview of what I have in my van so far. This is very rudimentary. This is not a no-build van anymore like my little NV200 was. This is actually more of like a DIY van at this point. I hope to be able to build more into this van, whether I do it myself or have someone professionally do it. I'm probably going to go back and forth between the two, but right now it is completely DIY. So, you know, it's not built to be just completely awesome. It's built for function right now. So what you see in here is very rudimentary, but it's a work in progress. And so again, that just shows you don't have to have all of the fancy things, all the countertops, all of the wonderful amenities, don't get me wrong, that are wonderful, and I hope to have in this van one day. You don't have to have all of that to get on the road and to travel and to have something to stay in. The bed here is probably the #1 thing that I thought in my mind was the most important thing. If you're not comfortable, if you're not going to have a bed that's going to work for you, that's comfortable, you're never going to sleep in this van again. So if you want to do this, you've got to find that comfort level. You've got to do something that makes you comfortable. This bed was very important. The way that it is DIY'd in this van, it works perfectly for now. The mattress is super comfortable. So make sure you get something, no matter what it is, whether it's that camping cot like I had in my NV200, or if it's a bed like this where you actually put it on rails, on beams, and you lift it. Make sure you have something comfortable that you can get a good night's sleep on, or you will never sleep in this van again. So make your bed the #1 priority in your van, no matter what type of bed it is. Also, this window was pretty important for me to install before I took off on this trip. Like I said before, the 2 rear windows were a non-negotiable for me. I wanted to find a van that had the rear windows. I wanted that. I think it's a safety thing to be able to see out the back. And also, if you stay in a van, I mean, how gorgeous is this? Even out in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, on a hillside. I mean, it's pretty awesome to lay in the bed and just be able to look out the windows. It's just awesome. And I have covers for those windows, by the way. I will show you that later on in the evening when we get stopped wherever we're going to stay. I'll show you a few more things. But yeah, this sliding door window was so important, again, for safety, safety, safety. When you're driving and you're looking this way, you're turning and you're looking back over your right shoulder to look for oncoming traffic, all you see is a white wall without this window here. And if you're going to be traveling a lot, on the roads a lot, and you're not using this for commercial, I would suggest putting a window in it. You can do it DIY like I did, or you can pay a professional to do it. I'm going to level with you right here and tell you there are so many videos on YouTube that are how-to videos. This is not a how-to video on how to install this window, but there are so many good videos out there. You can find one and you can get every step you need to install this window. Now this window I purchased from Van Windows Direct. They actually had this particular window on sale, so that made me happy, and they ship it right to your house. You can put it in, or you can bring it to whoever you feel confident and comfortable with paying to put it in. I can tell you right now, there are lots of people on YouTube that make it look easy, that make it look like putting in a window like this is super easy and super quick. If you are not proficient with jigsaw, if you are not a handy person, if you are not confident in cutting a huge hole in the sliding door of your van, don't feel bad. Don't do it. Just pay somebody to do it. I was able to do this only with the help of other people, especially my brother-in-law. Shout out to him for using the jigsaw, because when he came up and saw me struggling with the jigsaw, I cut a little bit with the jigsaw, and he saw me struggling and he was like, get out of the way. So thanks to him, I didn't spend all night actually cutting with the jigsaw the hole in the door. So get somebody to help you, pay somebody to do it. There's no shame in that. If you're confident and you think you can do it, great. I did a lot of the steps on the door other than cutting with the actual jigsaw, and it is hard work, I can tell you, drilling and cutting into metal. It's hard work. And if you mess up big time, guess what? You got to buy a whole new door. So you can do it. I did it with the help of other people. You can definitely do it and install it yourself. But if you feel like it's too big of a task for you, that's fine. There's always somebody out there who will put that window in for you. Just budget that in when you start thinking about your van. This window has a sliding pane on it, so you could actually get some breeze in here. It's got a screen. I'll show you. You flip this little lever. It's already flipped there, and you just pull this back. It is a little bit tough to pull, but you pull it back and you have the screen. I can already feel the breeze coming in here. It feels so nice. And then you can flip this little thing back. So that's kind of safety, like the screen can't be pushed back further than where that lever is. So that's on there, you know, to keep folks out of your van. But it's really nice. I wanted something with some ventilation, since at this point I don't have any kind of ventilation in the top of my van. I don't have a fan up there or anything at this point. It will come. But this was also to help with ventilating the van and keeping some air flowing in here. So I was really happy to get this particular window in, not just for safety purposes to be able to see oncoming traffic, but for this screen to get some good fresh air in here. If you have a question about why I traded in my NV200, it's not because there was anything wrong with it. Actually, I highly recommend the NV200 if you don't mind having a small space. If you want something that drives like a minivan, you wanted a commercial van that has the back is empty for you to put things in. You're not having to mess with taking out seats on a minivan or an SUV. Those little commercial vans are awesome, and I highly recommend. I bought my NV200 and it had 80,000 miles on it when I bought it. And I put several thousand more miles on it, and it worked perfectly for me. The only thing I had to replace in that van, of course, it would be my luck living in East Texas where it gets 105 degrees, is the air conditioning went out in it. And I had to replace the air conditioner. But other than that, I had so much good luck in that van. Whoever had it before me took great care of it, and I took great care to make sure that it was a quality van when I bought it. It was the best one out of the several ones I looked at, and just because it had higher mileage didn't mean that it was a bad van, and it was very reliable. And the next person who gets it, who's fortunate to get my old camper van, whatever they use it for, they're getting a good van. So no, there was nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with the NV200, and I highly recommend it if you can find one used, of course. They don't make them new anymore. But I've heard pros and cons on the Ram Promaster as well, so I guess there's pros and cons to everything, and I'm still getting used to driving this thing. This feels like driving a mini bus compared to the NV200, so I'm still getting used to a lot of stuff. But man, I am so glad to have all of this extra room and to be able to stand up in my van is so awesome. it's good. It's awesome. What do you got down there? Y'all notice that the carpet on the floor, that is the outdoor carpet that I purchased from Walmart that I put in my NV200, and it fit in the NV200 pretty perfectly. And here, of course, it's too small for the Promaster. But it works in this front area. And of course, I have a welcome mat that hopefully will catch most of the dirt and stuff coming in. You can see I try to leave my shoes there for the most part. But yeah, I'm still rearranging and still redoing. I'm sure things will change over time and I will let y'all know. But we're going to get back on the road right now. I'm going to find a place to stay for the night, and then I want to show y'all the ambient lighting here in the van and the window shades, the window covers that I use in the van right now, and tell you a little bit more about that. So we're going to get back on the road, and we'll see you in just a little bit. All right, we made it to our spot for the night. Not a epic spot, but definitely a place to sleep. But I wanted to show y'all kind of how the lights are strung in here. These are the same little colored fairy lights that I had in my smaller van. You just used a couple of strands. I have some curtain lights that I may change those out and put the curtain lights back there instead. But let's get over here. You can see the window covers there. They are completely magnetic. They also have a little pouch on the front of them. I guess Annie's going to kind of show you there. But they have a pouch on the front so that you can put, I guess, stuff in there, your phone, other things. But they fit perfectly in the window. They're made for this type of van, for the rear windows. So I will kind of take a screenshot of which ones I got, and I'll put them here in the video. Also, I wanted to take a screenshot of the beams and stuff. The IKEA beams and the slats that I used. I'll put a screenshot there as well. Let's turn on the other light. You can see how much light is in here with just the two puck lights. I think might go and add some more and it'll be even brighter in here. Also, y'all, I wanted to show you these battle-worn curtains that I also brought from my little van. You can tell they are in need of replacement. But this trip, I was trying to do things so fast to get it ready. And these are the blackout curtains that I had in the smaller van. They are just attached up here, right here by this cubby, by Velcro. So there's Velcro strips just stuck up there. And so they are Velcro to the top to create a partition between the front and the back. And they do pretty well. They're not perfect, but they'll work. Now this window here, I wasn't expecting... Oh, I was kind of thinking it might not be ready, might not be installed by the time of my trip, so I did not buy a cover for this window, and I freaking regret it so much because this Reflectix is so hard to put in this window and get it to stay. I actually have tape that's taping it up, but I mean, it's what we had, y'all. It's what we had in Reflectix. It is what it is. So this will have to do for now. So I just want to thank y'all for tuning in to kind of see what the new van had in it. Like I said, work in progress. I had only a few weeks to get this van ready. I purchased it just a few weeks ago. I had to order the window. I had to order like the covers for the other windows. There were so many things I was ordering and trying to get in time. The window was installed just a few days before I left. So I've been really trying to hurry up with the little that I've put in this van so far. So it may look like a little bit of a mess right now, but I'm excited to see the progression as we go forward, and I hope you'll follow along on that journey. Again, we're on a road trip, so do stay tuned for some more videos coming up. There should be a lot of places that we're going to go and see in the 2-week road trip that I have planned. So I hope you'll come back and see where we wander to next, myself, Annie, and Chili. So we are all on this journey together, and hope you enjoy it. So please like and subscribe. That really helps out my little channel, and I certainly appreciate it when you do, and all your comments are much appreciated. Any kind of constructive criticism too, I'll take that. So thank you so much again for watching. We're going to bed down for the night, and we will see you really soon. Okay, goodbye for now. This one's sitting here looking guilty. What's this one doing? Annie? You ready for bed? Is that what you're trying to signal, switching your tail? You ready for bed? See you later.